Hey, this is Spencer with Guardian Game Studio, and I wanted to show you some gameplay footage for probably the second best game we've ever produced at Guardian Game Studio, Soren Rising, based on my series of novels. Now, if you haven't checked out or read any of the novels, I think we did a great job with those. The first novel was Bloodshed, The Five Clans of Tresibra. This is the prequel to that, Soren Rising. And if you want a whole bunch of lore in your video games, you can read that novel and get a deeper dive into, what's going on, why, the things are happening in the game. And it will help you traverse the game and the fact that you're going to understand which each one of the weapons are supposed to be used for. So there's a ton of lore that goes into it, and I hope you really enjoy it. We had this kind of scroll that starts at the beginning of the game where it's telling you, kind of what's going on, the story that leads up to it, instead of like most video games do, is just, here you go, you need to kill the bad guy, and the bad guy is bad because he's bad. And we tried to give you more than that. So there's a little bit of dialogue throughout the game, but the good news is, if you don't want to read it, you can skip over it. So the first thing you're going to do is get your first weapon, and I'm going to skip through a lot of this dialogue because, I think what we want to see here and show you guys is just a gorgeous gameplay, because again, I couldn't be more proud of what we put together here. So it's going to play like 6 golden coins, Mario 6 golden coins, where you've got an overworld map that you're going to go to, and you can see that you're in the Nova territory, and you're going to traverse through all the different territories. You're going to be tasked in the beginning with, collecting a few things before you can be given your spear. And certainly this is a difficult game as far as jumping mechanics. So you can see I'm not far enough yet to be able to go there. So you're going to, through trial and error, learn where you have to go to. And the first thing you have is just your ability to jump on things before you get your spears. And I'm going to jump. And again, I'm probably not the best platformer. I've got a fantastic game tester, Matt, who just does a fantastic job. The guy is just really great with finding each one of the potential issues that we could have as far as a glitch in the game or gameplay footage goes. And so you can learn to slide. You've got a couple things. Going to try not to get attacked by this Gall. And all of this stuff is actually from the novel. So when you see, the Gulls, which is, the kind of like flying, kind of like call them like mini dragon type of things, you're going to be able to see that. I'm going to go back, and you can see I couldn't traverse there before because I hadn't gone to get the egg yet. So now I've got to go back, and I'm going to fight the bullies. And again, all this is in the novel. So again, if you've read the novel, I think you'll pick up the game here, and you're like, oh wow, I remember that from the novel. That's really cool, and I think you'll enjoy that component of it. Now, this by no means is an easy platformer. You'll probably see me get my butt kicked a couple of times here. And although this is my game, I certainly am not the game tester. That'd be Matt. I should have him do all the game testing. Now, the programmer, Elvies, I couldn't speak highly enough of this guy. He's just a fantastic, absolutely fantastic programmer. And he just made this gameplay so fun. It's the fluidity of it, the pixel perfect traversing. It's got some of that like NES Batman where you can cling to walls, so you're picking up different abilities. It's more than just a Mario jump on things, squish them kind of a thing. So I'm gonna go head back to the Nova Elder and get my spear real quick here. There we go. And again, this, if you read some of these, the script is actually taken directly from the game. So again, if you've read the book, I think you'll really enjoy it. This is like taken directly from it. And I know a lot of people really get on about different video games and them straying too far from the novel. I think we've done a really good job of keeping that in check. All right, so I'm going to keep going down here. There's different levels, and this is a larger game, I would say. If as far as size is concerned, I would say that it's going to be a little bit larger than like a 6 golden coins, like a Mario 6 golden coins as far as size goes. So if you've played that game before, I try to use those references because I think that's the easiest thing to do, is try to reference other games. Certainly we're not trying to copy or be like those other games. Now, you can only throw so many spears, right? Because in the novel, the Novas travel with 2 spears, so there's a little bit of time delay before you can throw another spear. You see I was able to jump on them there. But that's purposeful. You can't just have unlimited inventory. So instead of having having Soren having unlimited inventory, we limited what he could throw and tried to space those out a little bit. So it acted almost like a handicap in a way. I can jump on these guys, or I can throw my spears at them. There we go. Slide under here. And this does get, progressively more and more difficult. So I think you'll find that there's a ton of challenge, especially in the later levels. It's got those kind of disappearing blocks. I think, Mega Man 2 probably made those the most famous, right? And of course I missed it. So, but this kind of gives you, I can travel over here, give you a little bit of a view of the overworld. You're going to stop. There's different huts or, little places you can stop to buy health and things like that. So there's just, again, a ton of replayability. And again, it's not a super easy game. You're going to find yourself coming back to be able to play this over and over again, hopefully, because of the complexity of all the different weapons. Unlike the NES game that we just produced, because we did make the Five Clans of Tresibra, the first novel, into an NES game, you play as each of the 5 clan members. In this, you're playing as Soren, but you're able to play with all of the different weapons that are available through the 5 clans. So I think that's kind of something that's kind of cool, being able to play as the same character, but being able to still all use all the different weapons. In the NES game, you can see that I died there. It's probably a good place to end it, so I don't give away too much. But in the NES game, you're playing as one of them, and you can only traverse the entire game with that one weapon. In Soren Rising, you're playing as Soren. You have your spear, but then you learn to use the other weapons, and of course you can revert back to your spear if that's what you choose to use. So I want to give you a little bit of gameplay footage. This doesn't at all even do close to enough to give you the total overview of what this game is all about, but the art, fantastic. The music by Jordan Walters is amazing. It's got kind of like that Celtic drum beat vibe. We're trying to keep that a little bit secret so far. I think you'll find it to be some of the best pixel tunes I've ever heard on the Game Boy Color. Of course, he does a phenomenal job, and if you like the tunes from Winsley's Guardian, I think you'll find more of the same here. So I'm going to leave this here. I don't want to spoil too much, but I hopefully enjoyed this preview of Soren Rising for the Game Boy Color.